All right, lots of stories are really developing coming in through from several English sources, and one of the United correspondents that Graham Potter to replace Eric Ten Hag. He's one of the favorites of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and that's a story that is being put out from the Sun. And then Melissa Reddy, coming in from the Sky Sports, has gone ahead and obviously put up a very huge story concerning Graham Potter's interest to join Manchester United, and how Sir Jim Ratcliffe is really in a very huge move to see to it that obviously gets him in at the club of Manchester United. Welcome to this channel, second video of the day. Hope you guys are really fine and you're really having a fantastic stay wherever you are. Rokan David is my name, and let's get into the skies and see what is happening in the galaxy of Man United and pick out those stars and then isolate the bonds, and then we go with the meat. You get me right? So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikhum, and Rokan David is here to steer you to where you guys want to be. Now, Graham Potter, big story. It was first broken late in the night by a certain journalist known as Neil Curtis. Neil Curtis is a football writer for The Sun, and he said Graham Potter is being linked up to replace Eric Ten Hag at Man United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has met with Potter and favors him as a new manager at United if he fires Eric Ten Hag. Now, in footballing history, I've never heard of a club that gets in a new owner and he fires the manager who has been in control of that team immediately. What he does is to first give this person some time and see how he obviously operates. You need to call in Eric Ten Hag and listen to him. Why aren't you not getting United to where it's supposed to be? What's really buffering you and what's really baffling you in your entire career at the club of Man United? And what people don't understand is, if at all Sir Jim Ratcliffe wanted Graham Potter to go on and really manage Nice and Graham Potter said no, it doesn't mean that Sir Jim is looking at Graham Potter as the manager to come in through and obviously change the club of Man United. And if Sir Jim Ratcliffe comes in through and really gives Eric Ten Hag a sack without giving him a chance to work under him, then that won't really happen, you know? And if I told you are, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, all you're supposed to do is give this manager a chance, work with him. If things don't go on as planned, then you give yourself a room to obviously exonerate yourself by letting Eric Ten Hag operate until the summer. If you leave him to operate until the summer and fails the club of Man United, all of us you will have a reason to sack him, you know. But we all know that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is really having a very huge love for Eric Ten Hag, and he knows exactly what to do for this. And Nice being there at the top with PSG in the French League One has gone ahead to silence very many haters as far as that is really concerned. So as it stands, it's Graham Potter being linked to Man United, a manager that came into Chelsea and really failed, you know. He came in through at Chelsea and failed, you know, because they never really gave him enough time. And right now they're also regretting as to why they sacked him, because it's not going to be the same at Chelsea even though Pochettino is here. So even an experienced manager has gone ahead to fail to turn around Chelsea, yet he had a summer with them, you know. So it shows you that all you need is to stick with your own. And I've always gone ahead and really went ahead to obviously aggregate people to obviously see the system of Mikel Arteta. Sorry, Arsenal at Mikel Arteta. They stuck with the manager and see the fruits. Because trust me, if Chelsea stayed with Graham Potter, they would have gone ahead to get better results. And why should people call in for the sacking of Eric Ten Hag? You know, he had a very good season, meaning that he can replicate that season. So should Liverpool have gone ahead to sack Jurgen Klopp because he had a very bad season last season, 2022-2023? They kept him here because they knew he could steer the ship back to where it's supposed to be. And see, this season, he's on top of the Premier League table and is going to have to steady the ship. So that is really bullshit, and I don't really want to hear that people are really wanting Eric Ten Hag out, because it's not the solution. It's not the solution. Then Melissa Reddy and Rob Dossett All of these are for Sky Sports. I've gone ahead and confirmed to us that Graham Potter is expected to be high on United's shortlist of managerial candidates once Ineos are ruling football operations if they decide to part ways with Erik ten Hag. Now, if you sack Erik ten Hag and bring in Graham Potter, then it's really one of the biggest mistakes that United will have gone ahead to do, because Graham Potter doesn't even have the experience that Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to have. Ten Hag was at Bayern Munich working with Pep Guardiola. He was at Utrecht and he went ahead and really worked with Ajax. We all know exactly what he was at Ajax and what he did at Ajax. And the big question, would have been, why isn't Erik ten Hag playing the type of football he was playing at Ajax? That's the first question I want people to ask themselves, And he gave you the answer, that he never had the people at the top. The people at the top at Ajax were different from the people at the top at the side of Manchester United. He said that in broad daylight. That's what he said. So that shows you exactly that this team of Man United really hasn't gotten certain things right, and fans need to really read in between the lines. Then they added and said Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sir David Bracefield can see beyond Graham Potter's failure at Chelsea, where he lasted less than a season, and think he's of the right caliber and mindset to carry out the long-term rebuilding job at Man United if Erik ten Hag cannot improve results on the field quickly. Now, in life, I hate something called a quick fix. I hate quick fixes because all the time, ever since Sir Alex Ferguson has gone ahead to really leave the club of Man United, we've embarked on quick fixes. And tell me, what have been the results of quick fixing? A roller coaster. That is it, Players promise like they're going to obviously perform high, and they drop off. Under Louis van Gaal, it was the case. Under Jose Mourinho, it was the case. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it was the case. And under Erik ten Hag, it's the case, meaning that we need to obviously find a solution that is really permanent for these problems, because we need to get out these players that we think are good for this club of Man United, yet they are not. Trust me, there are players at this club that people think can really turn around a season, yet they've been here and they're really perennial failures. Their inconsistency is really one of their biggest contributions to the club of Man United ever since they came in through and joined. Now, for Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Dave Bracefield seeing beyond the sacking of Graham Potter that side, I tell you, I don't think that's the case, because Sir Jim Ratcliffe knows Ten Hag is loved by the fans, and even the Glazers will tell him that Ten Hag helped us at least. Ten Hag helped the club of Man United not to see to it that a lot of pressure is coming in from the fans direct to the Glazers, because Ten Hag gave fans some huge hope. That is it. And that huge hope is not gonna stop, because the fans, majority of the fans, want Erik ten Hag to stay, because we've gone ahead to preach this gospel that Erik ten Hag is not the problem. So let me conclude by telling you this. This is a story being cooked to see to it that an English manager gets onto the job. That is it. They are trying to get Graham Potter, one of the exciting managers that English coaches have ever gone ahead to produce, to get him a job, because ever since he left Chelsea, he hasn't gotten a job. Nice of Sir Jim Ratcliffe came in and approached him. He said no. Sweden are obviously, I think, is it Sweden? Yeah, Sweden or Belgium, one of those two teams want to take him. He's saying no. I think he's waiting for some big opportunity in the Premier League to obviously do the next, because he's still young to act as a manager. To act as a manager for the national team, and he wants to obviously be in the Premier League. And I think a chance is going to come, because sacking managers is obviously going to happen. But if you're a United fan and you think sacking Erik ten Hag is the reason for us to get back to where we are, look back to the failure that we are and what we are right now, and you'll isolate and pick out the bonds that the glazers are really the shit that are really affecting this side. So I won't really say no that Ten Hag cannot be sacked, because every manager is sackable, but in my opinion, it's not the solution. And if at all Sir Jim Ratcliffe comes in through and really puts in that shift and really tries to sack him, then I will at a point X really ask myself, what is the intention to obviously do this, you know? So guys, welcome to this channel. It has been a very nice time to talk to you. Tell me your thoughts about Graham Potter lined up to replace Erik Ten Hag in the comment section below. Do you think it will be the right move? Yes or no? Rokan David is my name. The Muslim is Barakallahu Fikum. Tomorrow is Juma Karim. I sign out for now. See you later, my mates. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I'm out. See you when you see me. I love you to pieces. Bye-bye.